Hey there. Welcome to Tech Made Simple. I'm Alex, and I still remember the day my 78-year-old grandmother called me in tears because she couldn't figure out how to answer a video call from my cousin overseas. She was devastated about missing that moment with her great-grandchild. That call changed everything for me. You see, technology that seems intuitive to many of us can feel like an impossible puzzle for our parents and grandparents. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. Not when someone takes the time to explain things in plain English, without all the tech jargon. That's exactly why I started this channel. Let's be honest, there was a time when phones were just for making calls. Remember those days? You'd dial a number, have a conversation, and hang up. Simple. But now, these devices in our pockets are our cameras, our maps, our connection to loved ones, our health monitors, our emergency lifelines, and so much more. For seniors especially, smartphones aren't just convenient gadgets, they're tools for independence. They help maintain connections with family who might live far away. They provide safety features like emergency calling and location sharing. They offer entertainment through books, music, and videos. And perhaps most importantly, they help bridge the generational gap. I've seen firsthand how mastering even basic smartphone skills has transformed my grandmother's confidence. Just last month, she sent our family group chat a perfectly edited photo of her garden with the caption, "Look what I grew." The pride in her voice when I called to compliment her was worth every minute I spent teaching her how to use that photo app. But I also understand the frustration that comes with learning new technology. My dad, who ran his own business for 40 years, once told me, "I feel like a child again, but not in a good way." That vulnerability is real, and it's why approaching smartphone education with patience and respect is so important. When it comes to picking a smartphone for seniors, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Despite what some marketers might tell you, there's no perfect phone for old people. Instead, there are features and considerations that make certain phones more accessible. First, let's talk screen size. For many seniors dealing with vision changes, a larger display makes everything easier to see. My uncle, who struggled with standard smartphones, found that a 6.5-inch screen made all the difference. He could finally read text messages without reaching for his reading glasses. Next, consider battery life. Nothing causes more tech anxiety than a dying battery, especially for someone who relies on their phone for emergency situations. Look for phones that can easily last a full day on a single charge. Simplicity in the interface matters tremendously. Some phones offer easy modes or simplified launchers that display larger icons, simplified menus, and only the most essential apps. Samsung's Easy Mode and Google's Simple Mode are great examples of this. Price is another important factor. You don't need to spend $1,000 on the latest flagship model. Mid-range phones often provide excellent value and all the features a senior might need. My grandmother uses a phone that cost under $300, and it does everything she needs perfectly. And here's something many people overlook: physical design elements. Phones with textured backs are easier to grip. Phones with fingerprint sensors can be easier to unlock than those requiring complex passwords. Even the weight of the device matters for someone who might have arthritis or hand strength issues. When my mom was shopping for her first smartphone, we actually went to the store and had her hold different models. She immediately ruled out several based on how they felt in her hand. That hands-on experience is invaluable. Once you've got the right phone, setting it up with the right apps can make all the difference. Let's talk about the essential apps and features that can truly enhance a senior's smartphone experience. First up, communication apps. Beyond the basic calling and texting, apps like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or Zoom make video calling simple. My grandfather, who never thought he'd see the day, now has weekly video chats with his army buddies scattered across the country. The joy on his face when he connects with friends he thought he'd never see again. It's truly priceless. Health and medication reminder apps are incredibly valuable. Apps like MediSafe can send notifications when it's time to take medications. My aunt, who manages several prescriptions, says her medication app gives her one less thing to worry about. Emergency response features are crucial. Most smartphones now have emergency SOS functions that can automatically call emergency services and alert designated contacts. I helped my neighbor set this up on her phone, and just 2 months later she used it when she felt dizzy and feared she might fall. Help arrived quickly, and her daughter was notified immediately. Navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze can provide independence and confidence. My father-in-law, who used to avoid driving to new places, now explores new restaurants and parks because he trusts his navigation app to get him there and back safely. Accessibility features built into phones are often overlooked but incredibly helpful. Larger text, screen magnification, voice commands, and hearing aid compatibility can dramatically improve usability. When I showed my mother how to increase the text size on her phone, well, she called it a miracle. Sometimes it's these simple adjustments that make the biggest difference. Entertainment apps like Kindle, Spotify, or YouTube can open up worlds of books, music, and videos. My grandmother has rediscovered her love of classic movies through streaming apps, giving her something to look forward to each evening. And don't forget practical utilities like weather apps, flashlights, and magnifiers. These simple tools get used surprisingly often. My uncle jokes that his phone flashlight has saved him from tripping over the cat at least a dozen times. Now having the right phone with these right apps is only half the battle. The teaching approach makes all the difference between frustration and success. I've learned this through years of teaching seniors, including my own family members, and I've discovered some strategies that consistently work. First and most important, patience is non-negotiable. Learning new technology activates different parts of the brain for seniors than it does for those who grew up with digital devices. What seems intuitive to you might be completely foreign to them. Remember, they're not just learning a device, they're learning an entirely new way of thinking. Start with the basics and build slowly. I made the mistake once of trying to teach my grandmother how to use social media before she was comfortable making a phone call. That didn't go well. Master one skill before moving to the next. Phone calls, then texting, then photos, and so on. Use clear, non-technical language. Phrases like swipe to unlock, tap the icon, or press and hold make much more sense than tech jargon. I once told my grandfather to navigate to settings and watched his face contort in confusion. When I rephrased it as tap the gear picture, his eyes lit up with understanding. Repetition is key. Bill. Prepared to demonstrate the same tasks multiple times. I've shown my aunt how to attach photos to text messages at least 20 times, but on the 21st time it finally clicked. And now she sends me flower pictures from her garden almost daily. Write down instructions in simple steps. Many seniors appreciate having physical reference notes they can look at when you're not around. My father keeps a small notebook beside his phone with step-by-step guides for different tasks. It gives him independence and confidence. Focus on relevance. Teach skills that connect to their interests and needs. My uncle had zero interest in learning smartphone basics until I showed him how to follow his favorite baseball team. Suddenly, he had motivation to learn. Now he checks scores and watches highlights every day during baseball season. And perhaps most importantly, celebrate small wins. When my mother sent her first text message with an emoji, we celebrated like she'd won an Olympic medal. That positive reinforcement builds confidence and makes the learning process more enjoyable. Remember, teaching technology is about empowerment, not just information transfer. When done with care and respect, it can transform a senior's relationship with technology from one of fear to one of possibility. Even with the right phone and teaching approach, challenges will arise. Let's talk about some common obstacles seniors face with smartphones and some straightforward solutions. Touchscreen sensitivity issues are incredibly common. Many seniors find that their touches don't register properly or register as something else entirely. This can be frustrating, but there are simple fixes. Adjusting the touch sensitivity settings can help. So can using a stylus, which provides more precision than fingertips. My grandmother swears by her stylus. She calls it her phone pencil, and it rarely leaves her hand. Password management causes significant stress. Remembering multiple passwords is difficult for anyone, but especially challenging for someone not used to digital security. Password manager apps can help, but for many seniors, a simple written password book kept in a secure location at home works best. My father-in-law has a small notebook in his desk drawer with all his passwords, not the most high-tech solution, but effective for his needs. Unwanted notifications and pop-ups create confusion and anxiety. Taking time to go through notification settings for each app can create a calmer, more focused experience. When I disabled all but the essential notifications on my aunt's phone, she told me using her phone suddenly felt peaceful rather than overwhelming. Text size and readability issues are easily solved but often overlooked. Most phones allow you to increase text size system-wide. My uncle, who struggled to read messages, was amazed when I showed him how to increase the text size on his phone. "I didn't know the phone could do that," was his exact response. Battery anxiety is real, especially for seniors who rely on their phones for emergency situations. Teaching simple battery conservation techniques helps. So does investing in a portable charger. My mother keeps a fully charged portable battery in her purse at all times, giving her peace of mind when she's away from home. Accidental changes to settings happen frequently. Teaching the basics of how to restart a phone and how to use the back function can prevent panic when something unexpected happens on screen. My grandfather accidentally switched his phone to Spanish once. Knowing how to navigate back to language settings saved the day. Fear of breaking the phone or doing something wrong often prevents seniors from exploring and learning. Reassurance that most mistakes can be easily fixed goes a long way. As I always tell my mother, "You're not going to break the internet, I promise." Security and privacy deserve special attention when it comes to seniors and smartphones. Unfortunately, older adults are often targeted by scammers who see them as vulnerable. But with some basic knowledge, seniors can protect themselves effectively. First, let's talk about recognizing scams. Teach seniors to be suspicious of unexpected calls, texts, or emails asking for personal information or immediate action. My grandfather nearly fell for a grandparent scam, where someone pretended to be me needing bail money. Fortunately, we had talked about these scams, and he knew to call me directly before doing anything. App permissions matter. When installing new apps, review the permissions they request. Does a simple game really need access to your contacts and location? Probably not. I help my mother review app permissions for every new app she downloads, and we've been surprised by how much unnecessary access some apps request. Regular software updates are essential for security. Many seniors ignore update notifications, not realizing they often contain important security patches. Setting phones to update automatically overnight can solve this problem. My aunt's phone now updates while she sleeps, keeping her protected without any effort on her part. Strong but manageable passwords provide crucial protection. Using biometric options like fingerprint or face recognition can make security easier while maintaining strong protection. My uncle, who struggled with complex passwords, finds using his fingerprint to unlock his banking app both secure and convenient. Public Wi-Fi networks pose risks that many seniors don't recognize. Teaching them to avoid banking or shopping on public networks can prevent data theft. My mother now knows to wait until she's home to check her bank account, rather than doing it at the coffee shop. Privacy settings on social media deserve special attention. Many seniors don't realize how public their posts might be. Taking time to review and adjust these settings can prevent oversharing. When I showed my grandmother that her Facebook posts were visible to everyone, not just family as she thought, she was shocked and grateful for the privacy adjustment. Creating a plan for what happens to digital accounts in case of emergency is also important. My father and I have an arrangement where he shared his password manager information with me in a sealed envelope, to be opened only if necessary. This gives him peace of mind that his digital life won't become a burden to family. Beyond the basics, smartphones offer seniors incredible opportunities to maintain and even strengthen connections with family, friends, and communities. The isolation that can come with aging can be significantly reduced through thoughtful use of technology. Video calling has revolutionized family connections. My grandmother, who lives 2,000 miles away from her youngest grandchildren, gets to watch them grow up through weekly video calls. She says it's almost like being in the same room. Teaching seniors how to initiate and answer video calls should be a priority. It's a skill that pays emotional dividends. Photo sharing apps allow for immediate connection through visual moments. My father, never one for long phone conversations, has become an avid photo sharer. He sends pictures of his garden, his meals, even interesting clouds he spots on his walks. These small visual touchpoints keep us connected in ways that weren't possible before smartphones. Social media, when used intentionally, can help seniors reconnect with old friends and stay updated on family news. My uncle reconnected with his high school sweetheart after 60 years through Facebook. They now meet weekly for coffee. Teaching seniors to use social platforms safely can open up new social worlds. Interest-based online communities can combat isolation through shared passions. My mother joined an online quilting group and says she's found her people. She exchanges patterns, shares her work, and even participates in virtual quilting sessions. Her smartphone has connected her to a community that understands her passion in a way her immediate circle doesn't. Location sharing with trusted family members provides safety and peace of mind. My father-in-law, who still drives but sometimes gets disoriented, shares his location with his children. This gives him the confidence to maintain his independence while giving the family reassurance. Messaging groups for family or friend circles create ongoing conversations that seniors can participate in at their own pace. My extended family has a group chat where we share daily moments, big news, and silly memes. My grandmother might not respond to everything, but she reads it all and often mentions these small updates when we talk. It helps her feel included in our daily lives despite the distance. Calendar sharing ensures that seniors don't miss family events or important appointments. My parents and their children all share a family calendar, making it easier to coordinate visits and remember important dates. This simple tool has actually increased our in-person connections by making planning more efficient. Once seniors master the basics, many discover a desire to do more with their smartphones. This growth stage is exciting to witness and support. Photography often becomes a passion. The quality of smartphone cameras makes photography accessible without additional equipment. My grandfather, who never showed interest in photography before, now takes his phone on daily walks specifically to capture interesting sights. Teaching basic photo editing skills can enhance this experience further. Audiobooks and podcasts open up worlds of entertainment and learning. My aunt, whose vision makes reading difficult, has rediscovered her love of literature through audiobooks. Her smartphone has given her back a pleasure she thought she'd lost forever. Health and fitness tracking becomes more relevant as health consciousness increases with age. My uncle tracks his daily walks with a simple step-counting app and takes pride in meeting his goals. This digital encouragement has made him more consistent with his exercise routine. Online learning through apps and videos allows for continuous growth and mental stimulation. My mother takes Spanish lessons through her phone and practices daily. At 75, she's proving that learning new skills has no age limit, and her smartphone makes this accessible from her favorite armchair. Smart home integration can significantly enhance quality of life. My father, who has mobility issues, controls his lights, thermostat, and even coffee maker through his smartphone. These conveniences aren't just luxuries, they're independence enablers. Travel planning and navigation apps can revitalize a sense of adventure. My in-laws, now in their 70s, recently took a road trip planned entirely through their smartphones. From booking hotels to finding roadside attractions, their phones made independent travel easier than ever before. Banking and shopping apps, once mastered, provide convenience and independence. My grandmother, who no longer drives, orders her groceries through an app and manages her checking account from her phone. These capabilities have allowed her to maintain her independence despite changing physical abilities. As we wrap up today, I want to share something my grandmother told me recently. After months of smartphone lessons, some frustrating and some breakthrough, she said, "This little device has made my world bigger again." And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Technology doesn't have to be a barrier that separates generations. With the right approach, the right device, and plenty of patience, smartphones can become powerful tools for connection, independence, and joy for seniors. If you're a senior watching this, I hope you feel encouraged to keep learning and exploring. Every new skill you master is a victory worth celebrating. And remember, you bring wisdom and perspective to technology that younger generations simply don't have. If you're helping a senior navigate the digital world, thank you for your patience and care. The time you invest has value beyond measure. You're not just teaching tech skills, you're opening doors to connection and independence. I'd love to hear your experiences, both the challenges and the victories. Drop a comment below sharing your journey with smartphones for seniors. What worked for you? What challenges are you still facing? If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to Tech Made Simple. We have new videos every week focused on making technology accessible for everyone, especially our parents and grandparents. And if there's a specific topic you'd like me to cover in future videos, let me know in the comments. Until next time, remember that technology should serve people, not the other way around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.